drops. The news quickly spread. He talks to a dust speck. He's out of his head. Just look at him walk with that speck on that flower. And Horton walked, worrying, for almost an hour. Should I put the speck down? Horton thought with alarm. Where's the remote? Hey, where'd the Xbox remote go? The thing went off.
I don't know. Hold on, wait.
Oh. There we go. And Horton walked worrying for almost an hour. Should I put the speck down? He thought with alarm. If I do, these small persons may come to great harm. I can't put it down, and I won't, after all. A person's a person, no matter how small. Then Horton stopped walking. The speck voice was talking. The voice was so faint he could barely hear it. Speak up, please, said Horton, and he put his ear near it. My friend, came the voice, you are a very fine friend. You've helped all of us folks on this dust speck no end. You saved all of our houses, our ceiling floors. You saved all of our churches and our grocery stores. You mean, Horton gasped. You have buildings there too? Yes, piped the voice. We most certainly do. I know, called the voice. I'm too small to be seen, but I'm the mayor of this town that's friendly and clean. Our buildings to you would seem terribly small, but to us who aren't big, they're wonderfully tall. My town is called Whoville, for I am a Who, and we Whos are thankful and grateful to you. And Horton called back to the mayor of the town. You're safe now, don't worry. I won't let you down. Everyone remember to share the live so we can get on the For You page? That'd be sick. But, just as he spoke to the mayor of the speck, 3 big jungle monkeys climbed up Horton's neck. The Wickersham brothers came shouting, What rot! This elephant's talking to Whos who are not? There aren't any Whos and they don't have a mayor. We're going to stop this nonsense, so there. Finny dogs, I hope you have lovely dreams tonight. Ugh. Ava Grace Marotta, I hope you have lovely dreams tonight too. They snatched Horton's clover. They carried it off to a black-bottomed eagle named Vladinov, a mighty strong eagle, a very swift wing. And they said, will you kindly get rid of this thing? And before the poor elephant even could speak, that eagle flew off with a flower in its beak. All late afternoon and far into the night, that black-bottomed bird flapped its wings in fast flight, while Horton chased after with groans over stones that tattered his toenails and battered his bones, and begged, please don't harm my little folks who have much right to live as us bigger folks do. But far, far beyond him, that eagle kept flapping, and over his shoulders called back, quit your yapping. I'll fly through the night, though I'm a bird, I don't mind it, and I'll handle this tomorrow, and I'll hide this tomorrow where you'll never find it. And at 6:56 the next morning he did it. It was a sure terrible place that he hid it. He let a small clover drop somewhere inside of a great patch of clovers 100 miles wide. Find that, sneered the bird, but I think you will fail. And he left with a flip of his black-bottomed tail. I'll find it, cried Horton. I'll find it or bust. I shall find my friends on that small speck of dust. And by clover, by clover, by clover with care, he picked up and searched them and called, are you there? And by clover, by clover, by clover, he found that no one he sought for was just around. And by noon poor Horton, more dead than alive, had picked and searched and piled up 9,005. And then, on through the afternoon, hour after hour, till he found them at last on the 3 millionth flower. "My friends," cried the elephant, "tell me, do tell, are you safe, are you sound, are you whole, are you well?" And from down on the dust speck came the voice of the mayor. "We've really had trouble, much more than our share. When that black-bottomed bird, he let us go and we dropped. We landed so hard that all of our clocks had stopped. Our teapots are broken, our rocking chairs smashed. Our bicycles' tires blew up when we crashed. So Horton, please," pleaded the mayor, "will you stick by us who's while we're making repairs?" "Of course," Horton answered. "Of course I will stick. I will stick by you small folks through thin and through thick." Everyone make sure you donate so I can get Anna a really nice birthday present. It'd be super sick if you guys could donate to my Venmo so I could get her something really nice. That'd be sick. I love you guys, by the way. She's just asleep. That's probably the only opportunity I can say that. Humphed the voice. "For almost 2 days you've run wild and insisted on chatting with persons who've never existed. Such carrying-ons in our peaceful little jungle. We've had quite enough of your bellowing bungle. And I'm here to state," snapped the big kangaroo, "that your silly nonsensical game is all through." And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me too." With the help of the Wickersham brothers and dozens of Wickersham uncles and Wickersham cousins and Wickersham in-laws who've helped I've engaged, where you're going to be roped and you're going to be caged. And as far as that duck speck, that we shall boil in a steaming hot kettle of bezelnut oil. "Boil it," gasped Horton. "Oh, that you can't do. It's full of persons, and they'll prove it to you." Mr. Mayor," Horton called. "Mr. Mayor, you've got to prove for now that you are really there, so call a big meeting, get everyone out, make every who holler, make every who shout, make every who scream. If you don't, every who is going to end up in bezelnut stew." Everyone make sure you share the live so we can end up on the For You page. That'd be super sick. And down on the dust speck, the scared little mayor quick called a big meeting in Whoville Town Square. And as people cried loudly, they cried out in fear, "We are here, we are here, we are here, we are here." And the elephant smiled. "That was clear as a bell. You kangaroo surely heard that well." "All I heard," snapped the big kangaroo, "was the breeze and the faint sound of the wind in the far distant trees. I heard no small voices, and you didn't either." And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me neither." "Grab him," they shouted, "and cage the big dope. Lasso his stomach with 10 miles of rope. Tie the knots so tight that he'll never shake loose. Then dunk that big dunk speck in bezelnut juice." Horton fought back with great vigor and vim, but the Wickersham gang was too many for him. They beat him, they mauled him, they started to haul him into a cage, but he managed to call to the mayor, "Don't give up, I believe in you all. A person's a person, no matter how small, and you very small persons shall not have to die, for I'll make yourself heard, so come on now and try." I need some more water. Gabish, I hope you have a lovely night. The mayor grabbed a tom-tom and he started to smack it, and all over Whoville they whooped up a racket. They rattled tin kettles, they beat on brass pans, and garbage pail tops and old cranberry cans. They blew on bazookas and blasted great toots on clarinets, opans, and boombas and flutes. Great gusts of loud racket rang high through the air. They rattled and shook the whole sky, and the mare called through and howling a mad hula baloo. Hey Hortense, how's this? Is our sound coming through? And Horton called back, I can hear you just fine, but the kangaroo's ears aren't quite as strong as mine. They don't hear a thing. Are you sure all of your boys are doing the best? Are they making all of the noise? Are you sure every who down in Whoville is working? Quick, look through your town. Is everyone shirking? Through the town rushed the mare from east to the west, but everyone seemed to be doing their best. Everyone seemed to be yapping or yipping, everyone seemed to be beeping or bipping, but it wasn't enough with all this ruckus and roar. We had to find someone to help him make more. He raced through each building, he searched floor to floor. And just as he felt he was getting nowhere, and almost about to give up in despair, he suddenly burst through a door, and that mare discovered one shirker quite hidden away in Fairfax apartment 12J. A very small shirker named Jojo was just standing and bouncing a yo-yo, not making a sound, not a yip, yet a chirp, and the mare rushed inside, and he grabbed the young twerp. And he climbed with the lad to the Eiffelberg Tower. This, cried the mayor, is your town's darkest hour. Time for all who have blood that is red. You've got to aid their country, he said. We've got to make noise in greater amounts, so open your mouth, lad, for every voice counts. This he spoke as he climbed, and he got to the top, and the lad cleared his throat, and he shouted, Yup. And that yop, that one small extra yop put it over. Finally, at last, from that small speck on that clover, their voices were heard. They rang loud and clear and clean. And the elephant smiled. Do you hear what I mean? They prove they are persons, no matter how small. And their whole world was saved by the smallest of all. How true, yes, how true, said the big kangaroo. And from now on, you know what I'm planning to do. From now on, I'm going to protect them with you. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, Me too. And from sun in the summer, from rain when it's fallish, I'm going to protect them, no matter how smallish. Okay, that is the end of our first book. Our next book is somewhere. Oh, for our next book we have The Places You'll Go. Again by Dr. Seuss, because we love Dr. Seuss on here. Asleep. I had to give her a kiss on the cheek. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know. You are the guy who'll decide where you go. You'll look up and down streets, look 'em over with care. About some you'll say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. And you may not find any that you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there things can happen, and they frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. Madison, Upshaw, I hope you have sweet dreams. Same with Ever, how do I say that? Ever and Longer, I hope you have a lovely night tonight. You'll be on your way up, you'll be seeing great sights. You'll join to fly highers who soar to high heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and soon you'll take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you'll top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. And I'm sorry to say, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You'll get all hung up in a prickly perch. Your gang will fly on. You'll be left in a lurch. You'll come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump, and chances are you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself cannot easily be done. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lightened, but mostly they're dark. A place you could sprain both your elbow and shin. Do you dare to stay out? Do you dare to go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? And if you go in, should you turn left or right and 3/4, or maybe not quite? Or go around back and sneak in from behind? Simple it's not, I'm afraid you will find, for a mind maker upper to make up his mind. You can get so confused, you'll start in to race down long wiggled roads at breaknecking pace and grind for miles across weirdest, wildest space, headed, I fear, towards the most useless place, the waiting place. For people just waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or a phone to ring, or the snow to snow. Waiting around for a yes or no, waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. Waiting for the fish to bite, waiting for the wind to fly a kite. Waiting around for a Friday night, or waiting perhaps for their Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig of curls, or another chance. Everyone is just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and saying. You'll find the bright places where the boom bands are playing. With banner flip flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky. Ready because you're that kind of guy. Oh, the places you'll go. There's fun to be done, there are points to be scored, there are games to be won, and the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winnest one winner of them all. You'll be as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you win on TV. Except when you don't, because sometimes they won't. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too, games you can't win, because you'll play against you. All alone, whether you like it or not, alone is something you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants, or some down the road between hither and yon that scare you so much you won't want to go on. But on you will go through weather be foul, on you will go through your enemy's prow. On or up many a frightening creek, through your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far. You'll face your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with great care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot from your left. And you will succeed, you will indeed. 98.3% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, your name Braxton Brigsby at Bray, or Mordecai Van Allen O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Okay, that is the end of our second book. Before we get into our last book, everyone remember to subscribe to what the fuck? Everyone make sure to subscribe to my YouTube, The Trying Times, and of course, please follow me on Instagram and go like my last post. Why? What is happening? Okay, and please follow me. Someone just donated. Wait, I need to wish him a good night. Araz Vosky 13. I hope you have a lovely night. Yes, please donate to my Venmo, because I really need money for a new laptop. And because my laptop is trashed, like it's at full charge last 15 minutes. So please donate to my Venmo or donate here. It'd be sick either way. But let's get into our last book, Goodnight Moon, by my great aunt, Miss Margaret Weiss Brown. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon, and there were 3 little bears sitting in chairs, and 2 little kittens, and a pair of mittens, and a little toy house, and a young mouse, and a comb and a brush, and a bowl full of mush, and a quiet old lady who was whispering hush. Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Of course, the JoJo Eaton page. Good night, kittens. Good night, mittens. What is this? Good night, clocks and good night, socks. And good night, little house, and good night, little mouse. tattoo is still happening. Another reason you should donate so I can get the tattoo. If you guys donate, I could finally get the tattoo. That'd be sick. Good night, comb. Good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the quiet old lady who is whispering hush. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Araz, Fosky, 13, I hope you have a lovely night. Good night, noises everywhere. Okay, that's the end of our last book. Thank you to everyone who joined. Anna's passed out. My girlfriend's asleep. Thank you to everyone who joined. Please subscribe to my YouTube, The Trying Times, and please donate to my Venmo so I can afford a new laptop. That'd be so sick. I would love that. And of course, please follow my Instagram and like my post. I posted yesterday. Please like it. That'd be so sick. And of course, follow me on here, share my content. I love you guys so much. And I hope you guys have a lovely night. I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day. If you didn't, you're here now, and you had a great time. So